idea the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make.
Hello and welcome to a brand new preview episode for Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host Jay. I'm here with my co-host Terrence.
What's up?
All right, no Micah this week. He will be back for episode 165. Dolemite is my name. So this is the newly released sort of comedy autobiographical story of the making of the 1975 film Dolemite, which we did a couple episodes ago. This one starring Eddie Murphy as Rudy Ray Moore, sort of his return to the big screen, which is actually pretty interesting in its own right.
Did you see him on Saturday Night Live?
I have not watched any of the Saturday Night Live clips. I was busy doing other things.
Apparently people really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, people did.
They loved it.
I don't have an opinion on that. So
I do, but you know,
never mind. You can talk about it on the episode. So this is this was released in theaters for a short time, for a limited run, but it is available on Netflix as it's a Netflix original film as well. So if you have Netflix, which mostly everyone does, you can watch Dolemite is My Name. You've seen it.
yeah, so I didn't, when it was in theater, so the screen for it.
Yeah, I have not seen it, but I've heard very positive things. And look, it's got a great cast. I mean, I like that obviously Eddie Murphy's back, Mike Epps, Craig Robinson, Titus Burgess, and Wesley Snipes. So, who I hear steals a lot of his scenes.
Yeah, he was hilarious. He was.
I look forward to that. So, make sure you check out Dolemite is My Name on Netflix, and we'll get into that fully in depth next week as our first episode back from the break and the first episode in 2020. Random topic of the week is Ari Lennox, and who are the other people? Ari Lennox, Blue Ivy, and
Teyanna Taylor.
Teyanna Taylor were, I guess you could use the term attacked. I mean, I think that's a perfectly fine statement on Twitter by like some random dude or a couple people about their looks. And that kind of just blew up into this whole thing of, you know, a lot of black women being really mad about just how black women are treated on social media and in general. Ari Lennox specifically responded. There was a tweet. The guys compared Ari Lennox and Teyanna Taylor to Rottweilers for some reason, which was just weird. And so then it just blew up into this whole thing with this whole idea that these specific guys or whomever hate black women, and it's like there was this like big conversation about it.
The one about Blue Ivy was he was like a writer for a magazine.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah, both of them are like they're like legit like journalists, which is why I was like, why would you? Okay,
yeah, I didn't understand going after them at all. But so like I think it goes without saying that like, don't do that. Like it just is just bizarre, but that's not really the point of this conversation. The point of the conversation is like, what the fuck are we doing on social media? I think that's my question. Like,
look, I'm not on Twitter at all. Like, I use Twitter for porn.
That's fair. I think it's a better. That's a better way to use it.
I'll turn Twitter on and like, oh, there's a fat ass in my face. It's cool. That's all I use it for. But like, then people start talking about things like crazy, like disputes and like this. You just told me about this. I had no idea. I knew about the Blue Ivy thing because I saw that yesterday.
Right.
And my first thought was like, why would you even say that?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's 7. You know, like, relax.
I think people often forget that celebrities or kids of celebrities are people,
humans.
Yeah, they're like human beings. Like,
right.
And I think Ari Lennox's response was a human response. Like, she was really upset. She did like a live video and she was crying and everything else. And I have to admit, when I first read the comments, I was like, wow, okay, this is kind of shitty, but like, whatever. One, I didn't know who Ari Lennox was. Sorry, I don't listen to her music. Right. But I was like, okay, like whatever. And then I watched her video and I'm like, oh, this feels like she's being a little over the top. And then I thought about it for like 2 seconds and I'm like, no, how would I respond to this? I would be equally as pissed. Yeah. So no, I get it. Like I truly do. And I don't even think it's like, I don't think I have to even empathize from like understanding a black woman's specific struggle, which I think is very specific.
Yeah.
But just like how I would respond if somebody came at me like that. Like it's just for no fucking
Just
reason.
for no reason at all.
Like she didn't have like a political statement where you're like, okay, here's like pushback from something I said or like a controversial song or anything. It's just like, yo, I'm just having breakfast. This dude is just like,
Some
fuck
nigga
you.
on fucking Twitter is just wilding. Like, here's the actual tweet. The tweet says, Ari Lennox and Teyanna Taylor's ability to have dangerously high sex appeal while simultaneously looking like Rottweilers will always amaze me.
Why?
Like, for what? Yeah, like,
Yeah, I don't. Well,
Like, I don't understand. So you were just like eating like fucking Captain Crunch in the morning, and you were like, "Let me go ahead and tweet this just for no reason."
Yeah,
like that's why I don't understand Twitter. Yeah,
I like.
there's like something pops in your head, and you're like, "Bam, let me put this out there into the ether," and just
Everyone has to hear it.
and then everyone's gonna see it, and you're like, "Well, what the fuck?" Like, nigga, how did you think that was gonna work? Some people are gonna laugh because it just is what it is.
It is
People are
what it
gonna
is.
laugh at it, and the other people are like, "Nigga, what's wrong with you?"
Yeah, and
for
apparently
what?
it blew up all the way in his face because he had to delete that tweet because he was just getting dragged. Which, that's fine.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I don't have any problems
don't-
with that.
Don't fuck with that demographic, bro. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
that's not
Especially
a good
if they
idea.
haven't done anything to deserve that
Right. Like,
at all.
I feel like a couple years ago, was it Chrisette Michelle was like, I'm going to perform for Trump. And people were like, don't do that. We're going to light your ass up over it. and she did. And they lit her ass up over it. And I actually still feel bad because like she was like to the point of like suicidal, ideations and stuff like that, which I thought was really quite sad because she was being harassed that bad, which I think is the other side to this where you can go a little too far, even though you're mad and you might be justified in your anger.
Yeah.
Like, but you don't, like the mob mentality can be really scary to a lot of people, right? Or just period. But that's one thing. To then just go after someone for no fucking reason is also equally as insane to me. Like, I don't understand it. And again, like you said, like the Blue Ivy thing, you're just going after, she's 7. She's 7.
It just doesn't add up.
But she doesn't even have Twitter, man. Like, she's not going to see it. Like, and then that was like about her looks because she, favors her father or what have you.
Right.
But like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Now, like some people were saying, like there was a whole blow up of like, this is obviously, misogyny and specifically misogyny towards black women. And they use that word I hate because I don't really like portmanteaus. I joke about them, but like, please stop using them in like journalism. It drives me crazy. It's not a word. It's as hard as you try to make it, it's not a word. And I'm not going to say the word, but you know what that word is. It's stupid. It's a stupid fucking word. The meaning is fine. The word is dumb. But yeah, like this guy apologized, like, I'm sorry about the Blue Ivy tweet, bad joke, and black girls in particular deserve better. And people were like, oh, really? They deserve better? Then why the fuck did you write it? It was like, ugh.
Right, you dummy.
Yeah,
like,
come
come on, yo. Don't put, like, look.
Every thought in your head doesn't need to get written down.
Like, if you think something and you're like, that might be a little bit offensive, and it's a particular demographic, i.e. black women, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Like, because you are going to get dragged.
Yeah, you are.
Even if it's innocuous. Sometimes
you get dragged for that shit.
like, sometimes it's not even that big a deal, but you're gonna get dragged. It's gonna happen.
I feel like I often live like in my mind. I live on the cusp of an epic dragging online of like, should I say that? And like there have been times I'm like, but that's not. And I'm like, you're about to do it well. Actually, it's not gonna work out for you.
Work.
I'm like, you know what?
Don't mansplain. Don't just leave it alone.
Yeah, sometimes
like,
you
leave
shut
it in
the
your fucking head.
Yeah, sometimes. And look,
even if it makes all the sense in the world,
sometimes you could be completely
sometimes
correct.
you're 100% correct. Don't do it.
Yeah, you just shut the fuck up.
That's all I gotta say. Sometimes people go overboard.
Sometimes the juice is not worth the squeeze.
Right,
they say.
I don't understand. I'll be like, that's not right.
But that's not how math works. Fuck it.
It's the internet. It's the internet.
Now, do you think that what we were just saying, right, is it's a reaction to sort of an extreme response, right, which is often, and I'm not even just saying black women. I think there are a number of groups that do this. They respond harshly to everything because they get either picked on or like they get pushed. They get like a lot of pushback on like your hair, for instance, right? Like, so black women are like super sensitive about shit like that. So you come with any little bit, like they're like, oh no, nigga.
And
they
that
come
one,
hard.
And that
they come
one
hard.
makes a like that one that about hair.
That makes 100% sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because I was talking to my brother a couple weeks ago, and he works in DC, and he was filming a hearing about like not being discriminated against for your hair.
Yeah, California just passed a law.
Just passed that, but like this woman was literally like scientifically making points in Congress about why she shouldn't be discriminated because of her hair. And he was sitting there like filming this because not a producer, but like he's a videographer.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's insane. Yeah, that you have to be in court to be like, yo, I shouldn't be fired because my hair is a certain way.
Right.
That's insane. So when you start talking about black women's hair, look, don't.
Yeah, don't
like,
do that.
If you do that shit, look, I'm gonna sit there and eat popcorn while you get dragged because it's ridiculous what they got to go through just so they can have a job, so they can wear their hair naturally.
Yeah, the way it grows out of their head.
Right, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I will never understand that.
So that one, you're right. 100%. Like, no, I don't argue at all.
No, like, I think I
have no say.
There are plenty of issues surrounding black hair.
Right.
There's a lot of very deep-seated issues. One day we will do good hair. When we can get, I want to get a woman in for the show to do that, because I just don't think 3 dudes talking about that is ridiculous. Nigga, I'm bald. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna talk about? Yo, I shaved my head. I got a skull shave. I'm like, please. Like, what do I know? I'm an idiot. But the idea of things like that, like it does make people more sensitive, and you have to be aware of that. It's just like literally no other group deals with that. Like, they just don't deal with it. Like, white women, their hair grows out of their head. They fucking throw that shit in a ponytail, wear it straight. They don't give a fuck. Like, nobody cares. Like, a white woman can wear her hair curly as fuck. She just, like, perm it out or whatever. Nobody cares. But a black woman, has to straighten her hair. She has to do something, a lot of times, detrimental to her hair and to her body in order to, be able to just kind of go to work, which is insane. So because of those kind of sensitivities, I think that people become really quick to, like, if they see any ounce of that door opening on some bullshit, like they pounce.
They just jump on it, yeah.
Right. And I do think that actually breeds, and again, I understand it, but it also breeds an inability to have conversations. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if we just treated each other normally, then we could have normal conversations. Because I used to even have the perspective of like, well, you're not actually having a normal conversation because you're coming back so hard. And then I had to think about, like, truly, look outside of myself and be like, yeah, but they're responding because of X, Y, Z things that you're not even talking about. Like, all of those things are piled on. So, and black people are like that in general, right? Like, we can just speak about ourselves specifically. Like, there's certain things that are like, yo, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, you're just not trying to hear that. Like, and it's not about what you're talking about, but it's like 9 generations back of bullshit that we've had to deal with.
My rule of thumb online, whether it be Facebook, well, again, I'm not on Twitter at all, fuck Twitter, but is if it doesn't necessarily affect me, or if I know absolutely nothing about it, I'm not going to go hard in the paint on it.
No, that seems like a bad idea.
I can't do that. Like, I can't. Like, well, actually, that's not like, because I'm not gonna. I don't know.
Right.
Like, I'm not a black woman. I'm not gonna be like, well, maybe you're overreacting. Like, nope.
No.
I'm not gonna say that because, like,
I've said, hey, maybe calm down to my wife. Maybe 1 or 2 times. Probably shouldn't have done that. Maybe take it easy. Like,
you can get your drop kicked in your chest. But like, I'm not gonna do it because, first of all, I haven't been through whatever situations they in the past that may have gone through that may, like, something might trigger them.
Yeah, of course.
Like, trigger you, and like, because I have those triggers myself.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do that for another group of folks. I'm just not gonna do it. Like, if I'm like well versed on a situation, then yeah, I'll jump in. But I'm not gonna claim to have been through that particular struggle or whatever. I'm just it's gonna be an opinion, but like educated opinion.
Right. And I think that's fair. But yeah, like there's been a couple times where I'm like, oof, you almost walked right into it. Well, actually, buddy, like, don't do it.
Nah.
It's not worth it.
Y'all won't find me, like, I'm not gonna get into an argument that I know I'm gonna lose. I'm not gonna do it.
No,
like, I'm getting into an argument, but I'm going to have valid points before I jump and before I plunge into that fucking deep end.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a fucking life raft because I'm not going to drown. So,
look,
don't do it.
I am amazed by the idea of social media that we have brutal fights, like arguments with people you've never met.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not going to pretend that I don't. Right? Like, I live in a giant glass house, but I generally try not to do too much arguing on Twitter. I am really a huge fan of muting people. Because muting is better than blocking on Twitter because they just keep yelling into the ether. They don't know that you can't see it. That shit is amazing. You know, this shit is incredible. Because they're just like, no. They're like, you just lock them in a plexiglass box in a bookstore basement and they're just pounding on it, screaming, while you're just upstairs.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're just living your life.
Reading Macbeth.
Yeah, like a king. Like the White King. Like the White King of Love. I love that show. So, yeah, it's just, I don't understand just shitting on people for no reason. I don't understand, as adults, not being able to get why maybe your statements are hurtful to people. But I think that takes empathy. I think especially a lot of times, men don't see women's perspectives because we think things are more even than they are. I think a lot of times white people specifically don't understand any minority perspectives.
No.
They generally don't. And look, I don't even mean that as a malicious aspect. I mean, like, literally just don't understand because you don't have that perspective. Like, you just don't. And granted, minorities don't know what it's like to have, great credit scores and be able to be welcome into society easily. Like, we just don't understand that perspective.
It's difficult for me. I don't, that perspective it's beyond me.
It's beyond me. Like, I
don't get it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just found that story to be interesting. I don't think there is I don't think Ari Lennox or any of the people who were supporting her and stuff like that, I don't think they were particularly wrong in dragging the shit out of that guy. But I would say, don't let those be examples. This is just my opinion, but don't let like that shitty guy be an example to what you think all black men are like to black women. Because that's not true.
That's just kind of like saying all, like you just said, not all men.
Yeah, I know. But actually, no, but like that actually bothers me.
Yeah.
It bothers me because I know we're not supposed to say, but not all men, but at the same time, but not all men. Like,
right. I mean,
like, what am I supposed to say? Men ain't shit. I'm like, I mean, a lot of them, yes. But for me personally,
I feel like I'm pretty cool.
Like, I'm all right, guys.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right,
I'm going to get a shirt that just says, well, actually, on it. And then on the back,
that shirt exists.
And like, just actually on the front and on the back, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my perpetual dragging.
Yeah. It's just a weird thing. Like, the internet is just the fucking Wild West.
It is.
It really is.
And it has rules to it, like rules in conversation that don't exist in normal society. If you were in a normal conversation with somebody and they said, like, before this became a big thing on the internet, because then it kind of permeates into like regular human life. But if somebody was like, all men are pieces of shit, and you were like, well, I'm actually not a piece of shit because I do, people would be like, all right, well, you fine. Right? And then, like, but on the internet, because you can't respond in detail enough, fast enough, all you say is, but not all men. And before you can write a response, there's just a barrage of people just shitting all over. You're like, well, actually, and then you're fucked, right? Yeah. So you have to learn to, like, have a defense mechanism by just being like, I'm not going to deal with that. So, yeah, the internet is weird. But it also, it's us, right? It is a raw representation of people, for better or for worse. Like, it really does represent us.
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking sad. Right? Because some of it, I'm like, yo, what is wrong with us?
Yeah.
Like, there's something seriously wrong with us. But yeah, the internet is weird. So yeah, here's an idea. Don't pick on 7-year-olds. It's just not okay. Like,
don't pick on 7-year-olds and then just shit on people for no reason.
Yeah.
Just at all.
Right. I mean, fucking Jay-Z had a line in, what was that album? Was it The Blueprint 3? And it was on that song, Picasso Baby, whatever that album was, not 444, the other one. But he was like, yeah, they talk about your baby. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, you can come at me. I'm an adult.
Like, I can take it. Don't come at my kids. I might beat you up, Like,
he got enough. Look, I have a daughter. Don't do that. Like, I have a daughter. Like, knock it off. Knock it off. I will fight a grown man right in the streets. I will. Get Vaseline on my face. Get ready.
This is bizarre. I don't get it.
Yeah, I just don't understand fucking with children.
Leave people the fuck alone.
Yeah. I mean, I think if any lesson for 2020, just leave people alone. Leave them alone.
It ain't gonna happen.
No, niggas are terrible.
Yeah, people. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, and don't do blackface if you're in Philadelphia. Just
Again, I thought that was Dundalk.
It did seem like part of Baltimore.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I'm doing it for my friend. He died. That was wild.
White people are stupid.
If you haven't seen that video, I guess he's like a sports fan.
I don't know.
But
I don't know what the fuck
this white dude
on.
in blackface, and he's like, he's only doing blackface as an homage to his friend who used to do blackface, but he's dead, and he don't do it that often. And this is last year doing it. Like, this is his legitimate answer to like a journalist.
Yeah, the nigga had straight shoe polish on his face. Like, cool. Fine.
It was so racist that it was actually funny. Like, you're just like, I'm not even mad about this.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was like, wow, the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, you are.
Again, people are just
brazen. Just brazen.
Whatever.
All right, that's it for us for this preview episode. We will see you guys back for episode 165. Dolemite is my name, and we will see you guys next time.
Take it easy.
Bye. You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.